Kahe, balaja, weage machlahuk, biashichidik inababa itchik. What's up, my good relatives? My name is Christian Parrish, Takes the Gun, aka Supaman. Come from the Upsalagan Nation right here in Montana, or the Crow Nation is the misinterpretation of our people. My Upsalagan name is Aweage Machala, which means good fortune on Mother Earth. My clan is the Yashichira, which is the Big Lodge clan. As Native people, as Upsalagan people, we usually open up our time together in a good way. That is through song, through good words, through prayer. We usually have an elder come up and say the prayer, out of respect. But I wanted my son to come up. We're, as Indigenous people, we're losing our language, and, we're trying to hang on to, who we are, the values, and everything it means to be Upsalagan. So any opportunity that we have to share the language, teach the language, I think is a good thing. And so this prayer was taught to him by his grandma, Agnes Joy Takes the Gun. So I'm going to have him pray.
Abalak Tagajam, Lila Gosh, Dices a homo. Bakta chase, does our chase Bakwig, Milgam Hamakakta, Ba Chais Diak, Let chase Kogata, Bayala, Ek, Ba Chase Cam, Jujek, Ama Bashka, Konako, Shosia, Bilguilak, Bawai Hari, Bakliku, a Clarish Daglab, Espel Bagab, Hasia, Agebach Baga, Aspata, Linne Kamakta, Bayasala, Bayla Gosh, a ho.
His crow name is Akbawajamit Chesh, one who teaches. So we appreciate that that respect, opening up in a good way. I'm also going to share this this flute song with you good people. As I'm playing this song, I just want you to think about what you are thankful for, all right? Just think about what you are thankful for as I play this song. So I am a fancy dancer, as you can see. So I'm going to go ahead and display this dance, which is called the Men's Fancy. I want to dedicate this dance to all the missing and murdered Indigenous people all around the world. I'm going to invite my brother, Chontay, Standing Rock, to come up and sing me a song as I display this dance. When you see a native dressed like this, you don't say, hey, nice costume, this is not a costume. A costume is something when somebody dresses up to be somebody else or to be something else. This is a part of who I am, part of my identity, my connection. And so you can say this is regalia or this is an outfit, things like that. All right, so thank you for your respect.
Hey everybody, welcome again to the Myrna Soundstage. I am here with Chontay Standing Rock, and Christian Parrish takes the gun, performs as Supaman. Get a better name than that. Hey, the first thing I want to ask you, I didn't know either one of you guys till today. First thing is just you appear to know each other before today. How'd you meet? How have you been associated with each other in the past?
I knew about him from being from Rocky Boy, and his family, Standing Rock, were peyote people. And so my grandfather is Frank Takes the Gun. He was the president of the Native American Church, which is peyote religion.
Oh.
And so he was really active, and my family was active in the Native American Church. And so he fought the Supreme Court, and with a bunch of other great men, and they legalized, the use of peyote as the sacrament. So that goes into the human, civil rights movement, stuff like that. And so that's how I know of his family. And so I know he comes from a really good family, a really traditional family. And I see him at different powwows and see him online, using his gifts, with his singing and things like that. And so that's how I know him.
Chontay, what's the first time you remember knowing about this guy over here?
Seeing him on the internet.
Oh.
But I never knew his name until about a couple years ago. I've only known him as Superman. And I first met him at a powwow at Rocky Boy. I shook his hand. I was like, oh, cool. Nice to meet you. I didn't know that you knew me. Well, hey, I know you too, so yeah.
And have you performed at the same place before, on the same day before today?
Not really a performance, just been at powwows, same powwows and stuff.
Sure.
So today is probably the official performance day.
Yeah.
We appreciate both of you guys coming here.
Betcha.
Where do you live now? Do you live in the same place you grew up? Where'd you come from today?
So today I came from Great Falls, bought a room in Great Falls. Currently I'm staying with my mom. I am taking some time off from school. I am a music tech major at Montana State University, Bozeman. So I just figured I'd take some time off and more or less take it easy.
Yeah. And do you live at Rocky Boy now?
Yeah, I live at Rocky Boy right now with my mom.
What about you, Christian? Where are you living right now? What are you doing?
I was born in Seattle, but I grew up in Crow Agency on the Upsalaga Reservation, Crow Reservation. So I went to Hardin High School, graduated there in Hardin, and then my wife went to school in Bozeman. So we moved to Bozeman. We were there for about 6 years, and then we moved back to Billings, and we've been in Billings ever since.
Oh, in Billings, yeah.
After Billings, we're going to Jamaica. I'm gonna live on a beach, and the rest of my life I'm done. Retired. Yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and sing this first song here called Good Vibes, a song that came to me some years ago. And it made me feel good. So in return, I hope it makes all of you feel good too. My maternal grandfather, he said, when you sing these songs, these ceremonial songs at places, he said, it's good to give a little background how come these songs, so then people will understand why. These songs they come from a round dance ceremony from the Cree people, a ceremony that has originated around, I'd say, the 1800s. This ceremony is not man-made. It was given to us from a higher power. When they were first given to us, there were no words in these songs. They were straight prayer songs. But somewhere along the way, some Cree relatives, they started to put Cree words into these songs. Then somewhere along the way, they started to put English into these songs. They start talking about and singing about all these things, their girlfriend. There's even this one song that even talks about a pig being dirty, rolling around in the mud, just to make people laugh. The way I got interested in these songs were from the word songs. And then somewhere along the way, I started to learn more and more about the ceremony. So I'm just gonna go ahead and sing that song. Yeah.
Hey, Christian, I want to ask you about some of your videos because they're really good. I'm thinking right now of the song Why and the video that goes with that. How did you make that? Where did you make that? There's a beautiful woman in like a percussive dress dancing with you. Tell me about making that video.
Sure. A friend of mine said, you know what you should do with your craft is add the medicine dress, the jingle dress sounds to your music, you know, because the story of the jingle dress comes from, I believe it's the Mille Lacs. It was a dream that an individual had, and there's a story, you know, there's a story behind it that if the sound would be made, the sound was the Northern Lights and would bring healing. So the dance and the sound is a healing sound, you know. So if I could add that healing sound into what I was doing and have, you know, substance with, you know, hip hop and stuff like that, I thought that would be awesome. So I contacted Acacia Red Elk, the young lady, you know, the beautiful lady who was in there, you know, my sister. I asked her, I said, hey, I got this idea for this next song, and I'd really like you to be the dancer, you know. She goes, oh yeah, that would be great. You know, she was on board. And when it came to doing the video, you know, I was in Phoenix, Arizona. She was at a powwow, White Shield, South Dakota, I think, over there. And the video guy was on my res in Crow, you know, we're in different areas. Then the video guy, he's a non-native from DC. They said, hey man, this is one of our tribal members. He does this, and he was like, yo, I like what he stands for. You know, he's positive. Yeah. I'd like to do a video for him. You know, I'll do it for free. You know, can you give me his contact? And so she gave him my number. He called me in Phoenix and said, I want to do a video, but I can only do it tomorrow, you know? And I was like, yo, I'm flying back tomorrow. I contact Acacia, say, yo, you know, we want to do this video for the song. And she said, I'm driving through Bozeman, you know, I'm going to be driving through Bozeman. And so we just kind of all came together, you know, just all lined up to create that video. And it was the blue moon at the same time, blue moon, and the sun was setting. So all of that medicine, you know, all that medicine, I believe, you know, kind of lined up. And we did that video within 2 hours, you know, at one location on our homelands. Yeah.
It's a beautiful piece of work.
Yeah, yep, so that's the story.
And the song itself, I mean, it's protest music.
For sure. Yep, just want to, you know, we have a lot of issues within our own people, and sometimes our voices are lower, you know, within the society that we live in. And so any chance that we, you know, as artists, we get to express and touch on these issues and have a platform, you know, to speak on things that people don't hear, I think that's our responsibility, you know, like we have to do it. Because I never was a activist, you know, power to the people type of artist. But the more I traveled and you know, I started to realize these guys never even heard, you know, like, yo, this is, you know, native land right here. And we, you know, all this history that we're not taught in school. You know, you're not taught these things in school, of the policies, of assimilation, you know, everything, all these crazy things, the Indian Act, nobody's being taught these. And so I just felt it's my responsibility, you know, to say these things because they're not hearing these things about our people. When I perform, I try to use the arts and the culture and also humor, you know, to people. They see and they laugh, and all of a sudden I'm sharing something like that, you know. Yo, this, I'll be telling a joke, a dad joke, you know. I'll tell a dad joke, and the next thing I say is, oh, this country was founded on the attempted genocide, you know, of indigenous inhabitants. And so over time, like performing, I realized that there's a way to get those things across, you know, in that way, by using art, humor, culture, and things like that. There's a way to educate them without people being, I don't know, getting too political and...
Well, I admire it. It was really powerful and refreshing to me to hear somebody just tell the truth.
Cool, yeah.
We are fancy dancers, you know, we are in this world. I am speaking the English language, you know, we're like in two worlds, they say, you know, the native world and the dominant society world. And so we are hip hop artists as well, you know. We were drawn to hip hop culture, man, because, it was something cool, you know. The rhythms, you know, the beat, and what the MCs were talking about. They were like the voice of the oppressed, you know, talking about the ghettos and the inner cities, you know, that culture, marginalized people. So as natives, we listen, we're like, these guys are kind of talking about us too, you know? So we were drawn. A lot of natives all over were drawn to hip-hop culture because of that, because we could relate to that struggle and to oppression. So I'm gonna go ahead and share a contemporary hip-hop song, you know, from a native perspective. So hope you enjoy. Welcome to the show where we at. Hell in the hey, buddy, right here. Put your hands in the air. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show where we at. Hell in the hey, buddy, right here. Put your hands in the air. Come on, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show where we at. Hell in the hey, buddy, right here. Put your hands in the air. Come on, I murder a rhyme, but word at a time. You never heard of a mind that's deserving to shine. I'm still searching to find the passion and thirst, so I'm blasting this verse till I'm in the back of a hearse. They massacre Earth. The hate's major, they rape nature, chasing paper. So I rap tight, snatch mics like a space invader. The Cape Crusader, that's real hip-hop, son. You know you taste the flavor, but it ain't about that. Forget, who spits the dopest, who gets no dish. Trying to get these kids to focus and let them know it's not hopeless. And if you don't like my flow, bro, hey yo, I'll give you roses. You can step to me, I'm walking in my destiny. Every breath a miracle, this is spiritual weaponry. The legacy creator still blessing me. You see, we know better. Got these eagle feathers protecting me. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show where we at. Hell in the hey, buddy, right here. Put your hands in the air. Come on. Welcome to the show where we at. Hell in the hey, buddy, right here. Put your hands in the air. Come on. I snatch mics like a bear trap. Wear slacks, letting suckers know I'm up and crow. Now where's that? I tear tracks. The roughest flow, the rare raps. Untouchable, right in the buffalo bareback. I scare cats. They say he be bold, he's spitting. This is for the one with a TP po in their kitchen. My greasy face cousins and all the girls who used to have an easy bake oven. I see these fakes coming, so I'm dropping bombs when I rock a song coming through 8 deep like the Octomom. I step to my enemies, repping the remedy. Told a man with amnesia not to forget to remember me. I spray balls and tell rap nerds. They flow is all the same like race cars spelled backwards. You rap whack, you get slap wearing a backpack, playing blackjack with Jack Black, and that's that. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show where we at. Hell in the hey, buddy, right here. Put your hands in the air. Come on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show where we at. Hell in the hey, buddy, right here. Put your hands in the air. Come on. Everybody clap your hands. Yeah, yeah. Come on, come on, clap your hands, everybody. And everybody just clap your hands, yeah. Come on, clap your hands, everybody. And everybody just, yeah. Hey, round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, round of applause.
Let me ask you, Chris, what were you going to do this last year that you didn't get to do?
So when the pandemic hit, I've been a traveling artist, for so many years, and my bread and butter is touring, traveling, doing school assemblies, colleges, festivals, just about anything. That's kind of like my bread and butter as an artist. And so when the pandemic hit, I was on tour. I had about 15 dates to travel to, and they're like, "Yo, it's done." All these dates started canceling, and it was actually a blessing to me, though, because I've been traveling so much. Like I wanted to be staying home, with my family, my kids, and so I was just so conditioned of going, saying yes to all the dates and everything. And I was losing that quality time with my family. And so when the pandemic hit, it was actually kind of a blessing for me in that way. It forced me to be home. And I was like, yo, I love this, I get to stay home and, it's all good. I'll do some virtual presentations or whatever. And
Yeah.
so it kind of went in that lane to start doing virtual presentations and things.
What about you, Chontay? Has your life changed much over the past year? Missed out on some things?
Yeah, definitely. I enjoy going to powwows. I enjoy traveling, going to different places across Native America. I just recently started singing with a drum group by the name of Midnight Express. Made some new bros, new family through that drum, going to powwows. And I was looking forward to going to powwows with them last year. There's this one powwow that I really wanted to go to, Gatherings of Nations. I really wanted to go to that powwow. I've never been there before.
Where's that?
Is that in New Mexico?
Albuquerque.
Albuquerque? Yeah. I was finally making plans to go over there. I was like, I'm gonna go this year. Maybe they'll have the hand drum contest. I'll throw my name in the hat and I'll join that. And then the pandemic happened. And so I ended up not being able to go. So, and that summer was just a stay-home summer.
Yeah.
And really missed out on just a lot of powwows, basically, and traveling. And even going to different ceremonies, too, like around my home place, all that has come to a stop.
Yeah.
So,
Do you have any new projects coming up?
yes, I do. I am currently making my way towards starting my third album. It's taken a while for me to get there, but I guess that's the way it's supposed to go. So I'm not really like fighting with it. I'm just taking my time getting there. So I didn't want to get there. Like I'll be ready.
Where are you going to do the record? Are all the songs written, or do you still have some stuff to write?
All of the songs are written. I will be recording this album in a shed. I'll be recording it in a shed. I'm buying the shed from a company, Montana Sheds.
You're buying your own shed?
Yeah, I'm buying my own shed, yeah. So I know the basics to creating a studio, so might as well put my knowledge to use and get that all set up for myself.
That's great. That's great. And what about you, Christian? What you got coming up? Any new projects?
Yeah, I'm also working on finishing up a project, like I was saying earlier about touring, I'm touring so much, and in the back of my mind, I'm like, I need to finish a new project, because I'm touring so much. And so this pandemic gave me the time, to be creative. And I'm just like him, I'm a control freak when it comes to my own music, I do everything, like all my own albums, I've done everything from the engineering, the production, the artwork, just the writing, everything has been from the ground up. And that's the way I like it too. As just like him, I enjoy it. I enjoy the whole process of doing that. The new CD or new project is called Medicine Bundle.
Medicine
So it's
Bundle.
going to be putting that out, hopefully within a couple months. So I'm trying to finish up a couple videos for it and just start pushing it and putting it out there.
Chontay, The song for your mother, is there a title? What's it called?
I named it Dear Mama.
Okay, Dear Mama. So I got to listen, y'all can do this too on the internet, but I got to listen to a more studio type version or a home recorded version or something that had a lot of other voices on it.
Yeah.
Who sings with you?
That is all me.
Every bit of it?
That's all me.
Do you know who Ralph Stanley is?
I do not. I don't believe I do.
He sings a song called Oh Death. It was on the Oh Brother, Where Art Thou soundtrack. And some of the melodic things you're doing with your voice, I couldn't believe that it sounded like some guy from East Virginia that you've never heard. You're definitely not influenced by him. But I wonder where the overlap is. And maybe I'm wrong about this. I mean, maybe you can develop one thing here and one thing there without any influence at all.
I'll say growing up into, I like to say, like a modern day traditional family. I'd be going to ceremonies like the Native American church ceremony, and I'd hear these Yankton Sioux peyote songs on like a tape recorder or like a CD. I'd hear these different recordings, and they'd harmonize on there. They'd do all these different voices, and like it really captured my attention because it made me feel good. It calmed me, it soothed me, and like it made me feel like I'm getting somewhere. Like within here though, that's as best as I could explain that feeling. Like it just makes me feel alive.
Well, I'll tell you, you're doing a good job of it. I mean, I'm from Alabama, and I was just reminded of like a Baptist church, you know?
Yeah.
I think the music is the best part of that, and I think you're doing a great job of it.
It's cool that you say that because I heard a story that the Yankton Sioux people, back in the day, there was this one man, he just so happened to walk by a church services on Sunday, and those people, and they were singing, and he heard that harmonizing, and he took that back to his people, and that's where that came from. So
It's cool.
I always think it's important to tell people the way I was taught, the way my grandfathers told me, my mom, my grandmas, the way they tell me is these ceremonial songs, they're for healing. So then sing that way, sing that way. A lot of people, they more or less like to talk about it this way, that it's like a sweetheart way. It's about having a boyfriend and a girlfriend. They sing these songs for them. That's good too. That's good too. But there are those people who have lost loved ones. There are those people who are sickly. Maybe they're having a hard time spiritually, mentally, emotionally. Sing for those ones. Sing for those ones. Think of those ones, yeah. This is peace and harmony.
All right, everybody, it's time for the How Do They Make the Sounds part of the show. I'm going to start with Chontay and his drum. I'm pretty interested in how you make some of those sounds. Would you mind just showing us?
Yeah. So it's a basic 1-2 hit. A lot of
What
people.
are you doing back there behind the drum, though,
So
with your hand?
in the back of the drum, I just scratch it. Like I just put my fingernails on top of it like that, like just right in the back. And then when I hit it, I just.
I'm an upright bass player, and finally, after playing for 10 or 12 years, I figured out that there's 3 sounds with that, too. There's when your fingers hit the bass string, and then there's the real sound when you pluck the string, and then there's the p when you stop the sound.
Yeah.
And what you're doing really reminds me of that. Like, even when it's just like, when I'm playing one note, there's 3 sounds. Could you do just a little bit more of that for the people out in their living rooms?
Okay.
Cool. Yeah. And who made the drum?
This was gifted to me by a gentleman by the name of Charles Wood III.
Yeah.
One day I was just going about my day, and he sent me a message on Facebook, and he said, "I got a surprise for you." And then he sent me a picture of this drum. I was like, I actually really needed a drum. I was like, thank you for that. And he put my last name in it. He custom made it for me. So yeah, it was a really great surprise for me.
What a gift.
Yeah, really.
So, Christian, I'd like to talk to you about some of the instruments you play, if that's all right.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that flute.
Yeah, so this flute right here, so in our Apsalogag cultures, we have our culture, we have flute that's used for different things, like you can use for courting, like love songs, and there's also like, it's been found in medicine bundles as well, so war medicine, and also used for different things like changing the weather, like somebody who had a certain medicine whistle that they would blow, they could change the weather, during times of war or, times of need, they could change the weather. So this flute here, actually, somebody on the internet hit me up and said, hey, I want to give you a flute, So
People
this
are
is
just
a
like
gift as
giving
well.
y'all instruments on the internet?
Yeah. It's actually a non-native person who gave this to me from Germany. So this is a German-engineered native flute. Yeah.
Well, you're always mixing it up, man.
Yeah, so you just, I'm not a music major, so I don't know about notes or things like that. So when I pick up the flute, I don't even have a flute song that I play, It's always just a freestyle, like somebody said, you should make a flute CD or whatever. I was like, I don't even know. I probably could do it, but I don't have one that I just kind of go back to all the time. So.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. So the
beautiful.
vibes, the vibes of that. Like, I think in the contemporary society of, the world, when you hear that sound, it has a certain frequency and a vibe to it, So it's always kind of like that peaceful, that peaceful vibe.
Well, I mean, I'm ignorant, but it sounds like Peruvian music to me because I've heard some of that. But I mean, it just has a similar tone. Please tell me about is that a looper?
Yeah,
there?
this is a looper.
Can I get that from you just real quick? I'll be careful with it. I just want to get a shot of it here. This is the looper that Christian uses to make his sounds.
So doing hip hop music, I was a DJ, used the turntable, turntable. You got the culture of hip hop, beatboxing, and different sounds sonically and different ways to create. So I saw this one guy named Mac Lethal, on the internet, and he had his phone, and he just and he looped, and he just kept layering, adding, sounds to it, and he created this song on the fly,
Yeah.
And in my mind, I thought, that's amazing, that's cool. And I said, you know what, I could do that,
Yeah.
I said, I could do that because I'm a DJ. I know about, bars and things like that, timing. I said, I need to get one of those because this guy's amazing, And if I add that to my my stuff that I do, as an artist, I think people who watch me do it, that'll be the same effect. So that's when I started doing looping, and then I kept it indigenous, native. I was like, yo, I'm gonna add the flute, the hand drum, things like that, and just put it in there, which made it unique and different. There was myself, I don't think there was anybody, who was native, like doing looping with the indigenous like instrumentation. So
I've never seen anything like it.
sure.
I was really impressed with that.
Yeah.
Anybody heard that song before? Hey, yeah. Yeah, everybody clap your hands, come on. Yeah, 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 yeah. Come on, clap your hands, everybody. And everybody just clap your hands. Everybody in the back, clap, clap your hands. Clap, clap your hands. Listening right now, struggling, feel like giving it right now. I pray for you, pray that you come back home, pray that you understand you're never alone. I pray for the single mothers and the deadbeat dads. You drop the kids off, go party gets me mad, so I pray for peace, pray for change. Keep on praying and everything stays the same. And I pray for the pastors, all of the churches, and those who cry like song, following hearses. I pray for you, the sick and the poor. Pray for the rich man who don't give to the Lord. And I pray for wisdom and power, and I pray we'll be ready in that final hour. And I pray for those in the industry, and I pray for my friends and my enemies. Come on, clap your hands, everybody, and everybody just clap your hands. Yeah, come on, yeah, 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 yeah. Come on, clap your hands, everybody, and everybody just clap your hands. Yeah, yo, let's break it down. Come on, let's break it down. Come on. All right, thank you very much. We always open up in a good way, and we always close in a good way, in our culture. So I'm going to go ahead and end with a prayer. Let's pray. This is for the one who's barely hanging on. Got bills to pay, real life, pain is strong. Don't got enough money, don't have enough faith. Every time you make good, you always making mistakes. Nobody really knows how you feel inside. And you pray for your family, but still they died, still they cried. Why is the question? Why are we here? What's the meaning of life? Throughout the years, you pray for your loved ones, but they never change. Seems like it's in vain, still staying the same. Still drinking, still telling you lies, while you strive to survive, working hard on your 9 to 5. Just keep hope alive, just as long as you can. It's on its way today, that's a part of the plan. Don't give up, hold on, endure to the end. He told me to tell you that the truth is within. Thank you guys for listening. I am Supaman. Have a blessed day. Hope.
Chontay, I want to ask you about one of your lyrics, please. There are times when I don't know what to do. There are times when I don't know where to go.
Yep.
There may be some more in there, but I remember when I'm lost inside, help me find my way.
Yep.
And I cannot do this alone.
Yep.
Where does that song come from?
I guess I'll just simply say sometimes we go through hardships in our life.
Yeah.
And the way my grandpas back home say it, like, we can't forget who we are either. We have to turn back to our ways. And from our ways, that's where we are going to get that help. Through that song, I wasn't only thinking about myself, but there are a lot of people, native, white people.
Yeah.
We have a hard time sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes we don't know what to do. In respect to our beliefs, we believe in the same God, I like to think that. So like through there, it's like I'm more or less reminding myself that there's help within our Creator. And I also wanted to give a message to our younger Native people too, who are having a hard time that through our cultural ways, our ceremonial ways, you can find help. So that's where that song comes from.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for talking about that. It strikes me as universal.
Yeah.
Like my brother was saying about having our ways, returning to our ways, and when we do that, it's strength to us. It's powerful, and that goes also into our music when we are participating in our culture and our music. It's spiritual, like in our tribe, the Apsaluga, our songs are said to come from the element of wind, the entity of wind. So we believe that there's one God, one creator, but everything has like a spirit to it, so it's all connected. And so our songs, our singing comes from the element of wind. They're gifts from the wind, which is, as far as the Apsaluga, that's where our music comes from, our singing.
Well, I've had a great time today talking with Chontay and with Christian, AKA Supaman, and I hope that you've had a good time watching the show. Thanks to the Myrna Soundstage for putting this on.
It is such a beautiful day with all of the snow coming down, covering our mothers. Beautiful as can be, our mothers. Look at her.
It is such a beautiful day with all